The year is 1453. Constantinople, the fabled capital of the Byzantine Empire, stands defiant. Its ancient walls gleam under a blood-red dawn. But Ottoman armies encircle the city. A clash of empires looms, one that will change history forever. Welcome to History in Shells, where epic tales of the past come alive in vivid stories. This is the fall of Constantinople, 1453, a clash of empires, a city's last stand, and a turning point that shaped our world. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople has been the heart of Christendom, a crossroads of trade and culture. Its golden domes and bustling markets symbolize Rome's enduring legacy, but now its survival hangs by a thread. Mehmed II, the 21-year-old Ottoman Sultan, dreams of conquest. Nicknamed the Conqueror, he vows to seize Constantinople, uniting his empire and claiming Rome's mantle. His resolve will test the city's ancient defenses. Constantine XI, Byzantium's final emperor, prepares to defend his shrinking empire. With only 7,000 men against an Ottoman horde, he embodies courage in the face of impossible odds. This is their story. Once, the Byzantine Empire spanned 3 continents, but by 1453, it's reduced to Constantinople and a few outposts. Crusades, plagues, and invasions have eroded its power, leaving it vulnerable to Ottoman ambition. In 1204, Western Crusaders sacked Constantinople, weakening its defenses and sowing distrust. The city never fully recovered, its treasures looted, its walls scarred, setting the stage for its final siege. From a small Turkish tribe, the Ottomans grew into an empire, conquering the Balkans and Anatolia. By 1453, they control nearly all Byzantine territories, encircling Constantinople like a noose. Mehmed's father, Murad II, nearly took Constantinople in 1422, but failed. His campaigns taught young Mehmed the city's strategic value, fueling his obsession to succeed where others faltered. Constantinople's Theodosian Walls, built in the 5th century, are legendary. Triple-layered, with moats and towers, they've repelled countless sieges, but they've never faced an army like Mehmed's. The Golden Horn, a natural harbor, protects the city's northern flank. A massive chain across its mouth blocks enemy ships, but Mehmed plans to challenge this ancient barrier. Venice and Genoa send aid, including ships and mercenaries. But Western Europe, divided by politics, offers little. Constantinople stands nearly alone, its fate resting on its defenders' resolve. By April 1453, Mehmed's army of 80,000 gathers outside Constantinople. Janissaries, cannons, and siege towers signal an unprecedented assault. The city braces for its greatest trial. Mehmed studies ancient sieges, blending Ottoman tactics with European engineering. He hires Christian advisors, including Hungarian cannon maker Urban, to breach Constantinople's walls. Urban's massive cannon, dubbed Basilica, is 27 feet long, firing 600-pound stones. It takes hours to reload, but can shatter stone walls, a game-changer for sieges. Mehmed deploys 70 cannons, including Basilica, along the walls. Their thunderous volleys aim to demoralize defenders and crumble centuries-old fortifications. Mehmed's elite Janissaries, trained from childhood, are fiercely loyal. Clad in white turbans, they wield muskets and scimitars, ready to storm breaches in the walls. Mehmed orders towering siege engines and mining tunnels to undermine walls. Byzantine defenders counter with Greek fire and traps, turning the siege into a deadly chess match. Mehmed's 100-ship fleet surrounds Constantinople, aiming to starve the city. The Golden Horn's chain holds, but Ottoman galleys patrol relentlessly, tightening the grip. In a bold move, Mehmed orders ships dragged overland to bypass the Golden Horn chain. Workers haul galleys across hills, shocking Byzantine scouts. Mehmed rallies his troops with promises of plunder and prophecies of Islamic triumph. He believes destiny favors him, driving his relentless campaign. Constantine XI, aged 49, refuses to flee, vowing to die with his city. He inspects walls daily, inspiring his outnumbered troops with quiet determination. Greeks, Italians, and even Turks defend Constantinople. Genoese commander Giovanni Giustiniani leads 700 mercenaries, bolstering the city's thin ranks. Byzantines deploy Greek fire, a secret incendiary weapon spraying flames from siphons. It terrifies Ottomans, but is scarce, reserved for critical moments. Civilians join the defense, repairing walls and praying in Hagia Sophia. Monks chant hymns, uniting the city in defiance against the Ottoman tide. The Golden Horn's chain repels Ottoman ships, allowing supply ships to slip through. Venetian sailors guard the harbor, their galleys vital to survival. Constantine leads processions with icons, invoking divine protection. The city's Orthodox faith fuels resistance, despite Latin Orthodox tensions. Giustiniani organizes wall repairs and counterattacks using boiling oil and archers. His leadership keeps Ottoman breaches at bay, buying precious time. Eclipses and storms unsettle both sides. Byzantines see signs of doom, while Mehmed uses omens to spur his troops, heightening the siege's tension. For weeks, Ottoman cannons pound the walls. Basilicas shots create breaches near the Saint, Romanus Gate, where the fiercest fighting erupts. Each night, defenders rebuild breaches with timber and earth. Women and children haul debris, their labor vital to holding the line. Ottoman miners dig under the walls, aiming to collapse them. Byzantine engineer Johannes Grant detects tunnels, flooding them with fire. Mehmed's overland portage places ships in the Golden Horn, threatening the harbor. Byzantine ships burn some, but the blockade tightens. A Genoese relief ship breaks through, delivering supplies, but no major Western aid arrives. Constantinople's isolation deepens, hope fading. Mehmed offers surrender terms, safety for Constantine if he yields. The emperor refuses, declaring, "The city is my life." Mehmed launches probing attacks, testing breaches. Janissaries charge, met by arrows and Greek fire, but losses mount on both sides. Giustiniani holds the St. Romanus Gate, repelling wave after wave. His armor battered, he inspires defenders with shouts of defiance. A widow named Maria fights on the walls, wielding a spear. Her story spreads, symbolizing the city's unyielding spirit against odds. After weeks of failure, Mehmed faces mutiny rumors. He doubles efforts, ordering a final, all-out assault to break the city. Byzantine troops, sleepless and starving, weaken. Constantine rallies them, promising eternal glory, but their numbers dwindle daily. A legend claims Constantinople will fall when the moon wanes. On May 28th, a lunar eclipse terrifies defenders, signaling doom. On May 29th, 1453, Mehmed launches his final assault. 3 waves, irregulars, Anatolians, Janissaries, will overwhelm the Saint. Romanus Gate. Constantine prays in Hagia Sophia, embracing his men. Citizens sing hymns, their voices echoing through the doomed city. Dawn breaks as Ottoman irregulars charge, ladders against walls. Defenders repel them, but breaches widen under cannon fire. The second wave, Anatolian troops, storms breaches. Giustiniani's men hold firm, their swords slick with blood, but fatigue sets in. Giustiniani is struck by a crossbow bolt, collapsing. His evacuation shakes morale as Ottomans press harder at the gate. A small gate, Kirkaporta, is left unlocked. Ottoman scouts slip through, raising a flag, signaling a breach inside the walls. Mehmed unleashes his Janissaries, who surge through breaches. Their disciplined ranks overwhelm the saint. Romanus Gate, cutting down defenders. Constantine XI, casting off imperial robes, fights as a common soldier. He falls near the saint. Romanus Gate, his body lost to history. Ottoman troops pour into Constantinople, looting homes and churches. Citizens flee to Hagia Sophia, seeking sanctuary in vain. Janissaries break into Hagia Sophia, capturing priests and nobles. The church's sacred relics are seized, its sanctity defiled. Mehmed II rides to Hagia Sophia, declaring it a mosque. He orders the city spared from total destruction, envisioning it as his capital. For 3 days, Ottomans plunder Constantinople. Thousands are enslaved or killed, though Mehmed limits excesses to preserve the city. Greek scholar Bessarion flees with manuscripts, carrying Byzantine knowledge to Italy. His texts will fuel the Renaissance, preserving a legacy. Venetian ships escape, carrying refugees to Italy. Their tales of loss spread, galvanizing Europe against the Ottoman threat. Some defenders hold out in towers, but all fall. Their sacrifice becomes a martyr's legend, etched in Orthodox memory. Mehmed, now the conqueror, claims Constantinople as Istanbul, his new capital. At 25, he fulfills a centuries-old Islamic prophecy. The Byzantine Empire, Rome's heir, is no more. Its fall marks the Middle Ages' end, ushering in a new era of Ottoman dominance. Constantinople's fall disrupts European trade with Asia, spurring Portugal and Spain to seek new sea routes, launching the Age of Exploration. Fleeing scholars bring Greek texts to Italy, reviving classical learning. The Renaissance flourishes, from art to astronomy, inspired by Byzantium's legacy. Mehmed rebuilds Istanbul into a vibrant capital, blending Islamic and Byzantine culture. Mosques rise, markets thrive, and the city prospers. Hagia Sophia becomes a mosque, its mosaics covered but preserved. It symbolizes Ottoman power, a beacon of faith for centuries. Europe mourns Constantinople, but disunity delays a response. Popes call for crusades, yet only Venice and Hungary act swiftly. Byzantine refugees spread orthodoxy to Russia and the Balkans. Moscow claims Byzantium's spiritual mantle, styling itself the Third Rome. Mehmed's conquests continue, expanding the Ottoman Empire into Europe and Asia. His vision shapes the Middle East for centuries. Legends claim Constantine XI's body was hidden, destined to return. His statue in Athens inspires Greek nationalism, fueling later revolts. The siege showcased cannon's power, revolutionizing warfare. Castles across Europe become obsolete, heralding gunpowder's dominance. Ottoman rule blends Greek, Persian, and Islamic traditions. Istanbul becomes a cultural hub, influencing art, science, and architecture. Mehmed welcomes Jewish refugees from Spain, enriching Istanbul's economy. Their synagogues thrive, a testament to Ottoman pluralism. Venice loses trade dominance, shifting focus to art and diplomacy. Its rivalry with the Ottomans fuels later conflicts, like Lepanto. News of the fall spreads via early printing presses, amplifying its impact. Books on Byzantium inspire Renaissance humanists across Europe. Russia's claim as Byzantium's heir fuels its expansion, clashing with the Ottomans. This rivalry shapes Eastern Europe for centuries. The fall redirects global power from Byzantium to the Ottomans, then to emerging European empires. History pivots on this moment. Lucas Notaras, a Byzantine noble, dies defending his family. His daughter's escape to Italy preserves their lineage, a bittersweet survival. Tursun Beg, Mehmed's scribe, records the siege with awe. His vivid accounts survive, offering an Ottoman view of triumph. Alvise Diedo, a Venetian captain, escapes to warn Europe. His memoirs fuel calls for crusade, shaping Western narratives. Anna, a 10-year-old refugee, recalls Hagia Sophia's fall. Her story, told decades later, captures the city's final days. A priest's final sermon in Hagia Sophia, urging faith, echoes in survivors' memories. His words become a symbol of resistance. Today, Istanbul bridges east and west, its history layered in mosques and churches. Hagia Sophia, now a museum and mosque, endures. The fall of Constantinople inspires art, literature, and film. From Renaissance paintings to modern novels, its legacy lives in our imagination. The fall of Constantinople ended an empire, but birthed a new world. Its story of courage, ambition, and loss reminds us how history shapes our future.